Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Good to see you. Good to be here. It is Tuesday, August 22nd, 2023. And that is a very, very special day. August 22nd is a very special day because it is my mom's birthday. So every year, I try to celebrate in some way. And I don't know if it's fallen on a Tuesday yet. I know that I usually talk about her around her birthday on the show, or I post about her. But tonight it actually is falling on her birthday. So hit the promo, Leo.
Yeah, big fish, small bottom, the day's free and the night's long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. I'm as famous, I'm as famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am. Oh, who I am. It's fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am.
So hi, everybody. You are watching What's the Story with Maria. We come live to you every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on Facebook and also on YouTube. So you can watch it either place. You can watch it on our What's the Story with Maria page. You can watch it on my page. I know Leo, I believe, posts it, and also on our YouTube page. So feel free to watch it wherever you like. Now, also, if you miss it, don't worry. You can watch it in replay. You can also catch it in podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. I do also want to send a happy birthday shout out. I think it was yesterday or the day before, to Jim Bell. He helps get our show onto podcast, make sure that he uploads it, and I really, really appreciate that he does that for us. Thank you, Jim Bell. You are not forgotten, and I appreciate that. Hi, Maria. Hi, Leo, says Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson is my friend from high school. He works for the Stone Police Department, but he also is an amazing DJ and works a lot. And I think he's been up in Old Orchard Beach quite a bit. And he has a great knowledge of music, all kinds of music. Brian's a really cool guy. One of these days, Brian, I hope you come to New York. I'll show you around. So we want to, who else has joined us? Krista Piero, who, we love. Danielle Mazio, who is a great, great friend, a sweetheart, friend of Susie's. So we have a few people watching us. I know Rena Cugnali-Berg. Oh, thank you, can't wait. Yes, no, you should come. You and your beautiful wife should come. Rena Cugnali-Bergy has joined us. So I am so thrilled to be here. Tonight is special. I usually have, I have different guests and things like that. And tonight we do have a guest for sure that's going to come and complement what's happening tonight. But I did want to take this night and just honor my mom. Now, I know a lot of people, whatever, everybody's got their relationships with their parents, right? My mom was my best bud, and she was amazing and sweet, and she loved the stage. My mother loved the stage so much. She wanted to be a stage actress. That was her dream. And she was very, very funny, and she made beautiful things. Hi, Krista Piero. And I got a lot of my creativity from my mother. Now, mind you, to give props where they belong, my father is extremely creative as well. He was a hairdresser for many years, had his own shop, and he also had a really amazing artist, and he was a DJ for a while, classical music station. So my dad is a very creative guy. My mother could create anything from anything. We were very poor growing up, but you wouldn't have known it because my mother made our clothes. She cooked amazing meals. And so you didn't really know what you didn't have because you had whatever you needed, So tonight I kind of want to honor amazing women, amazing Italian women, or what I was surrounded by as a kid. But as I got older and as my world got bigger and expanded and moved to New York, I was inspired by many, many amazing women. So tonight is my mom's birthday, August 22nd. Strangely enough, and probably not so strange at all, my favorite actress, sitcom actress of all time is Valerie Harper. Valerie Harper, to me, watching Rhoda when I was a kid, I guess I was probably a teenager when Rhoda, which is my favorite sitcom of all time. I would see Rhoda as a New Yorker, and I wanted so badly to be in her world. I wanted to be in that New York world that Valerie Harper created with Rhoda. It was so amazing to me and appealing to me. And she, to me, was so beautiful. And she portrayed Rhoda Morgenstern, who is Jewish. The character is Jewish. And I did not know until I read Valerie Harper's autobiography, which is called I, Rhoda, which I highly, highly recommend. It's one of my favorite autobiographies. I tend to lean towards biographies. It's one of my favorite of all time. And I listened to it on audio because she reads it. I got this. So here's what happened. I was really upset with myself because I wanted to see Luke. I wanted to see her on stage. And she was supposed to go back and do it, but she got sick. She got sick with cancer. And so, but she was so incredibly brave about it. She documented what was happening, and she did a lot of interviews, and she kind of did like a kind of farewell tour. It was really something to behold. And I really admired her for doing it that way. And she talked about her career and all these amazing things. And she was so positive. And she would pop on to Facebook and just talk a lot about what was happening. So I ordered her book, right? I went to her website and I ordered her book. Much to my surprise and delight, I got a phone call from her assistant. Can't remember his name now, and I should remember, but he was lovely. And he said, hey, Valerie is signing books. She wants to sign it to you. How would you like it? You know, she doesn't want to just sign her name. She wants to sign it to you. Would you be okay with that? Is it a gift or is it? And I just couldn't believe that. So she did sign it for me to Maria Gentili, Love Valerie Harper, March 2013. And this to me is so special. Like, handwriting to me is an amazing thing. I feel like it holds people's energy. And I love letters and I love anything handwritten I keep, because you can't keep everything, but I keep a lot of it because I feel like the person's energy is in that. So Donna Jack Wiley has joined us. Hi, Donna Jack. Happy birthday to your mom. Thank you, sweetheart. And happy birthday to Valerie Harper. Valerie Harper was just so instrumental, that character of Rhoda, in getting me to New York. Like, that's where I wanted to be, in Rhoda's world. And I strived for it. And I feel like I achieved it. I feel like my friends are a lot like the characters in that show. And they're funny. And, you know, I just loved that character. And I loved her. And so I highly recommend her book. But I'm going to tell you something. If you have Audible, get the audio book as well. Get both. But the audio book is so delightful. She reads it, and she is so much more amazing than I ever realized. And she's Italian. I thought she was Jewish. Not that anything is wrong with that. She plays it in. She said she always got cast as a Jewish woman, and she loved it. And she loved that people thought she was Jewish. But she was born to an Italian family. She is 100% Italian. So I thought that was a wonderful, wonderful piece. And I always felt like in the Audible book, I feel like she's talking to me, or you'll feel the same way. Like she's having a conversation. She's lovely. And I regret that I never met her in person. It was something I was, you know how you say, I'm going to see that show. I'm going to see that show. Luke was on Off-Broadway and I wanted to see it so badly. And I just, because of my work schedule, never did. But a shout out to Valerie in heaven, and hopefully she and my mom have met. They have the same birthday, so maybe they're celebrating. Now, because dates to me are very important. I look at numbers all day long. I see numbers and I feel like they're messages. That's just me. You know, maybe people, I think people do that anyway. I think everybody kind of does that. Isabella Raskowski, how beautiful. Hi, my love. I'm going to talk about you guys. I saw the Raskowskis yesterday. So I want to tell a quick story. So my cousin Rena, our family project manager, and that's what my cousin Marisa calls her, posted on her Facebook wall today that a singer, an Italian singer, passed away. His name was Toto Cutugno, and he was a very he was very famous in Italy, very, very famous. Not just that, but he was my mother's favorite singer of all time. So much so that when I first moved here in the early 90s, my mom came out to visit me. And, you know, my mom was handicapped, and her handicap got more severe as she got older, of course. But when she came to visit me in the early 90s, she wasn't in a wheelchair yet. She walked with a cane, and because she had had polio during the war. And she was very, very limited in her movement. However, to surprise her, I got her tickets to the Toto Cutugno concert at Madison Square Garden. And it was packed. It was packed. And I mean, every Italian you can imagine in New York was there. And she was in seventh heaven. She could not believe that I had surprised her with these tickets. So as we went up, and we were only, I think, on the second tier, but we had really good seats. But she loved him. She had such a crush on him. She loved his voice. So we took the escalator up, and she had her cane. And I think we got to the second floor, and some of the ushers saw us and said, why don't we'll put you in the elevator. And, you know, she's handicapped, obviously. So we got to our seats with the help of a lot of people. She loved the concert. The concert was amazing. When the concert ended, I said, Ma, why don't we wait a minute, because there's a lot of people exiting. It's going to be like really claustrophobic. I wanted to give her the best possible experience. So we waited, and we waited for a lot of it to clear out. And then slowly but surely, we made our way down to the elevator where they had brought us up. But the elevator there was nobody there to put us on the elevator. So now it's getting later and later, and people have filed out, and I'm kind of in a little bit of a panic. And I said, okay, Ma, well, let's find the escalator. We can take that down, and you can really hold on tight. We get to the escalator, and the escalators they're stopped. So you can go down, but they're not moving. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I have my mother with me. She's handicapped. We're on the second floor. What am I going to do? So she said, don't worry, you know, just go really slowly. So that's what we did. We went down this kind of like back stairway, and we went just really, really slowly so she could hold on, because the escalator wouldn't have been secure enough. Anyway, we get to the bottom floor finally. It took us a while. It took us a good while. And everybody was gone. The concession people were gone. The ticket takers were gone. It was just us. And then you hear these like kind of shoes clicking, like people are walking kind of towards you. And they were men's shoes. And we look up, and who do you think it is but Toto Cutugno? And it was him and like his guys, you know, his bodyguards or his entourage, just a few of them. And my mother just stopped like in her tracks. But if anybody who knew my mother knew, she was not shy. And she said, Toto Cutugno, ma sei tu? And he said, is it you? And he said, e tu chi sei? And who are you? And she said, io sono Maria Gentile. And he said, allora Maria Gentile, ti do un abbraccio, which means let me hug you. And he walked over to my mother. Now imagine, this was her favorite singer. He was from another country, her motherland. And he hugged her. And it was this moment where he really like maybe saw someone from his own country. And there was this moment, maybe she looked like someone he knew, that they just embraced. And I thought, oh my God. And you know, the reason I tell that story, first of all, I said to Rena, did he die today? She said, yep, on Zia's birthday. So the fact that my mother's favorite singer is traveling now to heaven and on her birthday is very special to me. And if you were Italian, and you probably already know who he is, but you would appreciate, he's got a beautiful sound, and he's a beautiful guy, and he was just a really great guy. He did a lot of really good things for people out there. So Toto Cutugno, that's my Toto Cutugno story, that my mother, of course, she was like Miss Personality. But here's the reason I tell that story as well. Because sometimes, you know, when something happens and you're like, why? Why is this happening to me? I do everything I'm supposed to do. Why is this happening to me? I swore up and down that night. My mother didn't know it, but I was so angry and thought, why on earth would these things happen to my poor mother, who's handicapped, who came all the way from Boston on a bus for 5 hours? Why would this happen? And you know what? There's a saying in AA that says, God has bigger plans. And that is my God has bigger plans story. At that moment, God said, if I slow you down, and if I make you wait, you're going to be in the same path as your mom's favorite singer. And you know what? I try not to question things. I'm wearing my St. Anthony shirt tonight. St. Anthony's feast is next week in the North End. I will not be there. There will be a lot of beautiful people enjoying it. My grandma passed away a few years ago. She used to run the show there. And so I will think about all our memories there. And we had a beautiful family. We do have a beautiful family. We had lots of great memories there. So, you know, I guess as we get older, I get more and more sentimental. As we get older, I mean, obviously more of our friends and family are on the other side. And I do believe in that stuff. I do believe in that. And I believe that we can stay connected to them. I know a lot of my friends or my age or younger have lost their parents or friends or siblings. And I just want to put out there to stay connected in your heart, that they will communicate with you somehow, some way. You just got to be open to it and listen. Just listen. You know, I told this to a friend of mine. I won't mention his name because I don't want to, you know, it's his private thing. But he was very sad about his mom a few years ago. He said, I used to call her every day. I said, well, you know what? Me too. And you know what? I still call her. I just don't dial the phone. Lots of times when I'm in the car or I'll wait for her birthday to come up on the clock. And I can suggest this for you as well. If there's somebody you want to talk to that's on the other side, what's their birthday? You know, what was it 12:01? Whatever it is, there's a time that coincides with a date, right? So my mother's is 8:22. So if I see 8:22 on the clock, I take that moment, I stop everything I'm doing, and I talk to my mom. And I tell her what's going on. And it's just a minute. And I'll go a little bit over, but I feel like she literally zooms in, listens to me, and then she has to go. But lots of times I'm walking down the street or whatever, and I say, I wish I could call my mother, like if it's after an audition or something. And that's when I used to call her a lot, right after an audition. And so now I do. I'll walk down the street and I'll say, hi, Ma. And I tell her what I need to tell her. So it makes me feel really good. I mean, you know, so I don't know. I'm just passing that on. It's just something I do. You know, some people might think, well, that's crazy, but it's not crazy to me. So I just wanted to share that. If again, the book that I highly recommend, because she's my favorite of all time, I, Rhoda by Valerie Harper. It's such a beautiful book, and it's such a history lesson in theater. She was a ballet dancer first. She was a ballet dancer, and then when was still dancing, but was being pulled out because she was very funny. So and then just great history lesson. Now another reason why I brought this up is because next week, mark your calendars, folks. We have Susan Silver. Susan Silver is an amazing. She's a writer, but she was one of the first female writers for sitcoms. She worked on Laugh-In. She worked on she wrote for Mary Tyler Moore for years. She kind of was the voice of Mary Tyler Moore. She, when all of that women's lib thing was happening, she was the voice. She wrote a few Maude episodes, so many shows like Newhart, the Bob Newhart Show, Newhart. So if you really, if you have time next week or watching, Susan Silver is joining us, and she is something else. Her book is called Hot Pants in Hollywood. And I'm listening to it now, and oh my God, there's some good stories. And she's really cool. And it's all about funny women, and it's all about writing. And if you are a writer, she talks about writer's block, and she talks about, but it's never ceases to be interesting and amazing at every turn. So that's another reason why I wanted to bring the book. Now, I got to show you one picture. My Aunt Anna, my Ziana, who is my love, Rena's mom, gave this to Rena. Rena sent this to me. This is a picture of my mother at her first Holy Communion. Now, if this isn't the most angelic little thing you've ever seen, so the reason I blew it up is because I remember my mother when I was little telling me that, my mother was never someone to say, oh, well, we were kids, you guys got it so good. She never did anything like that, but she told a lot of stories. And I loved her stories. And she said that during her first Holy Communion, because she was born in 1937. So, she's probably 6 or 7 when that happened. So it was during World War II. And, it was such a different, we can never imagine what that's like. Actually, you know what? Probably the kids in Ukraine can. Yeah, they can imagine. So there were bombs going off all the time. And my mother said that during this picture, she was jolted because it was bombs going off. She said, I look serious like that. And so I always think about that. And I look at this and I think how lucky we are. Whatever you're going through, not to say don't feel your feelings. For Christ's sakes, feel your feelings. But count your blessings every day. We have it better than most. And when you see anything happening that is wrong, you want to help someone, help someone. Try not to judge people. Just help people. I all the time when I see people that are homeless or just sitting there that don't not bothering anybody, I always ask their names. What's your name, buddy? And they are so shocked that I even ask their name, because I always try to connect with other human beings. People are fragile. People go through a lot. Take a minute to be nice to somebody. It means more than you will ever know. So I just wanted to just talk about my mom there for a little bit because it's her birthday. I was in Boston for a few days. My family's in Boston. I love my Beantown family so much. So my sister, look at what Judy wrote. Eugenia Mesa, honey, this is so sweet. I count my blessings with my poopa. That's me. Oh, but no, I judge everybody. I just kidding. Oh my God. Listen, I got Judy a t-shirt. That is I won't tell them what I got yet, but it's so funny. It's exactly what she just said. It's really cute. So anyway, just, I just want to put that out there. So I was with my family. I had a wonderful time. I saw my cousin Rena. She just had knee surgery and she is doing amazing. Go, Rena, go. I saw my Ziana. I saw my cousin Marisa. I hadn't seen her in so long because our schedules were so crazy. So I saw my cousin Marisa, her husband Bill, who I love them, their son Bill, his fiance Ashlyn, just beautiful people. Then Isabella Raskowski, she is a teacher. So I had just a wonderful time. And then, actually our dessert is by Marisa tonight. I'll show that to you when I do the desserts. So shout out to my beautiful family in Massachusetts. I wish I could spend more time with you, but when I do spend time with you, it is beautiful and amazing, and keep being amazing. And we are connected no matter where we are. Let me just read some of our comments, and thank you everybody for indulging me and letting me go on. I know sometimes I can go on a little bit. Okay, so everybody's excited about Susan Silva next week. Oh my God, so am I. Oh yes, thank you, Leo. Leo, you're the best. So Leo is showing my sister Carla's hair salon, European Flair. It's in West Concord, Massachusetts. West Concord is kind of near Cambridge, kind of near Maynard, Acton, that area. It's very easy to get to. And she has like a full staff of amazing people that cut hair. So if you can't get an appointment with my sister, because she's like up to her eyeballs in appointments, but there's other people as well, wonderful people, and you'll see her. She's there every day except Monday and Sunday. Sunday and Monday are their days off. Go and check out, my sister is Carla at European Flair. So she cut my hair and she dyed it. She said, Schmoop, that's what she calls me. Come on, come to the shop. You want a haircut? You want me to color it? I was like, really? Because I do it myself and I hate it. I hate coloring my hair. I just not a neat person, and I make a mess, and I can't even tell you what happens. So my sister kind of saved my butt. But as Judy said, my bangs are a little short, which I do agree. But you know what? Sometimes they cut them short because I won't go home for a few months. So this way I don't have to worry about it. But what do you think, Leo? Are they too short?
Do the hair flip. Do the hair flip. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Good?
There you go.
All right. So, Leo, what's going on? How are you doing, honey bunny?
Hi. We just had a tropical storm. It's a tropical heat wave.
Oh my God! So tell me what happened. What's happening
There
in
was a
California?
lot of rain. There was a lot of wind. Power didn't go out for us though. Up
I was
here,
worried. I was a little worried about you.
but it was the wind got pretty. It got pretty. My cats were a little scared, but like I told you, we were texting about it. I told you were born in Brooklyn. We've been through this wind, tropical storm stuff.
Your little kitties are Brooklyn kitties.
Yeah,
That's when he texted me back.
Yep, they're Brooklyn kitties. I'm like, but
no, I was worried about you because I heard that Palm Springs was really getting flooded, and I know you're not far from there.
No, but and I haven't heard, but I know Joey Lansing is down there, and our future guest and friend Jill Crozen, they live down in that area, so I know that. I'm hoping that they're
and
okay.
Mel England, Terry.
Mel England, that's right, and Terry. I think Terry's in Portland right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of our friends live in Palm Springs. A lot.
Yep. So a lot of people were anticipating the rain, which didn't come really quickly, but when it did come, it came. So
you got a lot, right? You got like 4 inches or something, right?
Mount San Jacinto, which is up here, got 11 inches is what it's reported. And it all went down the mountain.
All right, you see? Again, count your blessings. That's my theme for tonight. Let me just read some of the beautiful comments that people wrote. Kenny Holcomb, who we love, who designed our This Is My America logo, said, my mom was born in 1936. I love listening to her stories. Yes, Kenny, and I have her writing things down so to remember them. Yes, thank you, Kenny. That's fantastic. Let me see. And then there's there by the grace of God go I, says Kenny. Yes. Andy Prasky says, every human has a history. Yes, Kenny. Pat Kilty, who I love. Patricia, I miss you, honey. Your comments are also beautiful. Thank you, sweetheart. Mary Beth McCarthy Burback, my buddy from St. Clements, who I love to pieces, is watching. Mary Beth, I'm so glad you're watching. I miss you guys. Lynn Dorman says, hi, Danielle. Oh, good. Okay, so here's what we're going to do tonight. So I was talking to Danielle. Rena says, I love this story. It's true, Rena, about...
It's a really good story.
Isabella Raskowski says, no way. Yes. And hello, Maria and Leo. Sean Chinsoon. Hi, sweetheart. Isabella, you love Toto. Okay, good. Oh, my God, Toto Codugno. Oh, he's great. If you it's funny, if you just, even if you don't understand Italian, you don't have to. If you just give it a listen, you probably recognize some of the songs from like when you've been in Italian restaurants. And he was a really cool guy. I think he was 80. I think he was born in 53 or something, right?
Oh, let me see.
No, I'm sorry, 43. I think. I don't know. I looked at it today and I thought, okay, he's 80. Maybe, yeah. No, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I got it wrong. But anyway, okay, let me keep going. I can't remember when he was born. I had it on my phone, but okay, whatever. Okay, here's what we're going to do. So I was talking to Danielle a couple of days ago because I'm
he
so
was 80 years old.
He was 80. Thank you. All right, so I got it right. I was
Family manager has put in her official word.
Thank you, Rena, Grignali Bergi. Rena wrote many things.
Sorry,
Bill Goffey is joining us from the Staten Island Ferry. He is taking pictures of Lady Liberty, as is his specialty. And I saw those pictures you posted. Wow. By the way, if you watch the This Is My America video, Bill Goffey took all the pictures of the Statue of Liberty on that video, and they're amazing and beautiful. So, Gina Savino, wait a minute. Gina Savino is watching. Gina Savino! When we say her name, we have to clap.
Yeah, so everybody at home.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gina Savino.
Yay!
Oh my God!
Gina.
Who now?
She just had a crazy party or something, didn't she?
Wait, no.
I just saw some pictures of some.
She's a Leo, so she had a birthday a few days ago.
That's what it was. Okay,
she's a Leo, like my mom, and her daughter Gianna just had a baby, who is the cutest little old soul. She looks like an old soul that you have ever seen. I made it! Gina! Oh my God!
We haven't seen in forever.
We haven't seen Gina in forever, but we miss you, Gina. Gina and Joyce, our sisters, they have a salon. Joyce's unisex salon. Am I right? 132 Ferry Street, is that right, Gina? 132 Ferry Street, Everett, Massachusetts. You can Google it. I love you too, honey, so very much. So very much. I love my family. Okay, yeah, so Joyce's Unisex Salon, go see, if you're in the Boston area, go and see Gina and Joyce. They are amazing, and they are gorgeous, and they will make you gorgeous, because gorgeous is contagious. So if you're out in the West Concord area, you go see my sister in European Flair. If you're near Gina and Joyce, go see Gina and Joyce in Everett. Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to... Oh, Gina, actually, I'm so glad you're here. You know why? Because I actually sent Gina... I think I sent this to Joyce. Maybe I didn't send it to you. But I was telling you guys about Danielle. Danielle is a friend of ours that is a healer. She is a medium. She is a teacher. She is a psychic. She does all kinds of spiritual work that is mind-blowing. And you can find her at damseldesigns.com. And Leo is scrolling that. Gina, I sent the link to Joyce. So Gina and Joyce and I, one time I brought Sienna, my sister, Rena. We went to see James M. Prague, right? At a big, giant auditorium in Boston. We didn't know we were going to see each other. We just ran into each other because we all believe in this stuff. And you know, when you go to these big things, you're like, oh, please, 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 I hope my person comes through. But they didn't. But you still get so much out of it, and it's beautiful, and you'll learn a lot. And they do like group meditations. It's really special. But we have had the luxury of meeting someone that is phenomenal and mind-blowing, that we can talk to, and we love her. Her name is Danielle, and she is Danielle of D's Enlightened Edits. And I had an incredible session with her. It was called a quantum session. I highly, highly recommend it. I got one for Tiana. She loved it. She and Rena went on Zoom. You and Gina and Joyce, can you go on together? My sister, I got one for my sister. It was incredible. Incredible. I cannot say enough about it. That's the quantum session. Then I had a spirit animal session. Blew my mind. She will record things for you and then send it to you. And you just listen to it and you're like, what? You have to write, because you can't believe it. So she's teaching a class this Saturday. I'm going to take it. It's called Empaths and Energy, a live group reading event on Zoom. Including an, I don't know how to pronounce that word. She'll have to tell me. Auric energy scan. Wow. Okay, so I am into this stuff anyway, and I believe in past lives. I believe in that we are able to feel our loved ones. I believe in all of that stuff. I'm sorry. I believe in chakras. If any of this stuff rattles you or offends you, that's okay. You can do your thing. I love it. So anyway, I was talking to Dee the other day on the phone, and I told her about my mom's birthday, and she's like, wow, that's a special day. And I said, it's also Valerie Harper's birthday. She's like, wow. And then she said something about, she's going to tell us about it, but it's a special, this particular day is spiritually special and energetically special. So I think we have waited long enough to bring our friend, our guest, and we're so lucky to have her, Danielle of D's Enlightened Edits. Yay! I'm so happy that you are available to join us tonight. Gina Sabino says, I am a believer. I know, Gina, me too. And this is Dee that I was telling Joyce about. Their sisters. So I sent the link to Joyce. So Dee, I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm going to let you do the talking.
No, talk. We're Italian. We both have to talk.
I know. You're right. We are both Italian. I love that about you. I love that. So you said it's a special day, right? Did you say that it was 3? Tell me what you said.
So today is celebrated as the feast day of the Queenship of Mother Mary.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So it's a special day. And actually, so if your mom was born, you said 37 your mom was born, right?
Yeah.
So it's unique because any 22nd or 11th of the month is considered a master number in numerology. So it's tapping into kind of the highest end of the numerological spectrum. So anyone who's born or passes on a 22 or an 11 day is very special in their soul resonance. It means that they've accomplished a lot as a soul and they're being looked upon well by the angelic number holders and all of that. And then in addition to that, after your mom was born, interestingly enough, in the 50s is when they really canonized today as this celebration of the queenship of Mother Mary. And the reason that's interesting is because in our culture, in Italian and Italian American culture, it used to be a really big phenomenon, and Ziana could probably tell you, if someone was born on the feast day of a saint, their name would be a derivative of that saint name. Mm-hmm. But this holiday was actually canonized after your mom was born. So to me, that really says that, and she was already named for Mother Mary in one way or another. So it to me says that she was already connected with Mother Mary so strongly that even after she was already born, that day was set in stone for Mother Mary too.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And so we talked about that, and I can't say enough about, and look, nobody pays me to do this. There are no promos on my show that anybody sends. I talk about what I love and things that I believe in. And I got to tell you, Dee, my session has changed the way I look at things, the way I feel about my own life. And I purchased it for a few different people because what I wanted to do was make my family and friends feel better. I wanted to bring happiness and relief or answers, So I love that. I love that you do all these things, and so I highly recommend Danielle's sessions. Barry Silver said,
first of all, I have to say thank you, because the way you have spoken about session has helped so many people understand it and resonate with it. And, it's one thing for me to explain that to people, but I'm the person conducting it. So to hear it from you, who is not all the time in this world, even though you're a believer, it's really meant so much to me and other clients as well. So really, thank you and Leo so much.
Oh, well, thank you. And so Rena says, let me see. Rena says, yes, in Italy, your onomastico or saint name day is important as your birthday. Yeah.
Hi, Rena. I hope you're feeling better. Hug Ziana for me.
Oh my God, Rena and Ziana love you. Love you, love you, love you, Danielle. Okay, so Barry says, I was born on January 11th, but I am Jewish.
Doesn't matter. First of all the archangel names are from Judaism anyway. And I work with every religion and every pantheon. Numerology is not Christian or Catholic. Numerology is a number system and a spiritual number system based in itself. And 11, 22, 33, those are master numbers in numerology, not associated with any dogma or religion.
Oh, it's beautiful. Okay. Yeah, and I love that because, the thing is every religion has its... Go ahead, Leo.
No, I'm just exclamation point. Nah.
He's my emphasis.
Oh, I love that. And who doesn't need a Leo just going like that every day?
There you go. We need to meme you, Leo.
Rena says I'm doing really well, and so is Sienna. Okay, so, hey, Gina, since you are there... Dee, would you be opposed to Gina asking you a question?
No, anyone can ask a question.
Okay, so Dee, what's so wonderful about Dee is that she's just on with us today, and she is so great about being open to different things. So, Gina, if you want to type in a question for Danielle, she will answer it as best as she can. And I just feel like it's always helpful. But also the spirit animal thing, I can't say enough about that. That was great. And I know you did.
Yeah, I have several different types of sessions on my site. So Leo showed it. You can go and check those out. If you have any questions, there's contact forms. But the one Maria loves is the quantum session. Yeah, that's the one. So the quantum session is if you want to connect with loved ones in spirit. And in that, we can also connect with your spirit guides and your higher self, so that you can ask questions that are not only geared towards things your loved ones in spirit would know. I'm really really about healing, and so the messages that loved ones bring through as well tend to reflect things that you both need to have said in order to heal on both sides of life and come to better understanding on both sides of life. So it's often a relief to the spirit and to those of us who are still here. And because we work with your higher self and spirit guides too, you can ask your other questions about life in there as well.
Yeah, it doesn't have to just be about the. So I don't know, maybe Gina's just popped out for a minute, but my cousin Cora has joined us. Hello, Cora Gothier, who I love. Cora, this is Danielle, who I was telling you about, the medium that does these amazing sessions. And I had a session, Ziana had a session, Rena, my sister. Oh, okay, Gina, I'm here. Okay, Gina, maybe you're shy, but you want to ask Danielle any question? It doesn't have to be a personal, maybe just something, just you want to click in. Dan Morris is watching. He's joined as well. So Danielle, you said that you meditate before you do some of these sessions, right? Like you take a time and you meditate before you even know the person, right?
Yeah. So the way I work, even before I do lives on my own channel and readings in that way, whether it's that or a one-on-one session or a group, I always take time and set a sacred space and create a container in light to make sure that we're dealing with only true and lighted energies, and that helps the client and their loved ones and spirits feel safe. And it also creates a way where I can connect in very purely with that energy and also release it after I'm done. And so before I do a one-on-one session, I do a meditation. It can be very brief because I've been doing this a long time now, so it doesn't have to be as long as it used to be and what people think of meditation. But I often take notes and get information before we're even speaking, and that's how we start sessions, as you and Rena and Ziana know.
Yeah, I love it. Oh my God, I love it. It changed the way I even feel. Okay, so Gina says, and Gina, thank you for being open to this. I always think of you and Joyce when I talk to Danielle, because I know we all believe in this stuff. So she says, sure, I'm just interested about my mom. So Gina just was interested about her mom. Yeah.
So as a channel, information will start streaming through. In this format, it tends to be a little more vague since they're just typing. But what I'm getting is, first of all, your mom's been hanging out and your grandfather the whole time, because I have candles going for her. And so she's ushering in. So this would be family. And so what Gina's mom, the first thing, and this may be, it means nothing to me, but it will mean something to her most probably. I'm seeing green Post-it notes, Gina. So either you could have green Post-it notes, or it could be symbolically where she is stepping forward to show that she's aware of the things that you are notating to yourself, and she's stepping forward as a reminder of those things as well. I also feel like some of the notes or some papers or something have been falling recently or will be falling, and that's taking responsibility to let you know that she's there and with you in spirit at that time, moving things around, helping you pay attention. I love the story that you told, Maria, about kind of divine detours. I call them the story that you had with your mom, how things were slowed down intentionally. So for Gina, that's really what I'm feeling when these papers are falling and moving around. It is a divine detour to say stop in the moment, slow down, pay attention while you're picking these up to the order that you're picking them up in, because there's going to be additional messages here if you pay attention to what's on those papers, as if I was with you and poking you and guiding you. I'm also getting, I don't know if this is chicken cutlet or eggplant. I can't tell, but I'm seeing the fried cutlets. So if you've been making that recently, or if that was something that you remember, like specifically, I'm seeing take the extra oil off. This is what I'm seeing. Like, I'm seeing making the cutlets and taking the extra oil off before you put the sauce on it or anything. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing. And also something about the radio.
So Gina goes, oh my God, I did.
Yeah. I love that reaction. It never gets old.
Oh my! I know, this is mind blowing. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you, Gina, Cora, my cousins, because we all believe in this stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the specific stuff that Danielle will say, like in session. Now, this is very vague, right? It's like just little clips. But when you have a session with Danielle, what you get is mind blowing. You're like, what? Like you have to write and write and write and write. But Danielle, you also record it, right?
Yes, all of my sessions, the mini reads are recordings anyway, but all of the live Zoom sessions, even the classes, get recorded and sent, via download link later so that you can have it forever and listen as often as you need.
So Gina says, and I love this because I know Gina's mom. I love Gina's mom so much. I won't even tell you her name because I don't want you to know anything. But because you guys are going to have a session on your own. But this is so funny. She was so bossy about her food.
She was like, get that oil off there. I'm showing you the cutlets. Get the oil off. It's not off yet. The sauce isn't going to go on it correctly.
Oh my God. That is so great.
She's also showing me, did she have a nose cannula at the end? Did she have something where she had the oxygen through the nasal, not the mask, the nasal?
Well, Gina can type in.
Yeah, because she's showing me something. Yeah, she's showing me something about the nose with oxygen, talking about that and that being a disruptor.
It says yes.
Yeah, so just acknowledging that she is more aware of what happened at the end as well, and she regrets not being able to talk more at the end. So if that also means things that you were trying to share with her and get a response from her, please know that, she's acknowledging she sees how she was more limited than she would have liked to have been at the end in terms of being able to speak.
See, now I'm getting choked up because I know things and I'm not saying anything. And Gina says, yes, oh my God, chills.
What's the smoke? It's a little stronger than cigarettes. Maybe it's cigar smoke or some other kind of smoke in the home or around her. But there was something about,
I mean, you there's a lot that's going to happen.
We could go forever because we're kind of waiting on the back and forth from Gina as well. So it's just like little.
It's hard on the delay. But if you get a session with Dee, what you get is Rena says I'm getting chills too. Rena knows Tiana had a session and Rena was there. It was mind blowing.
That's what it is. Yeah,
Viceroy pigs. Oh my
it's
God!
Stronger than regular cigarette smoke.
Oh my God, Gina! See, I'm just keeping my mouth shut.
It's strong. It's stronger than that regular smoke. It's
chain smoker. Okay, she was a chain smoker.
Yeah.
But it was that time, that era.
Yeah.
That era, everybody smoked. We were talking about this the other day. Everybody smoked back then. Yeah. It was unusual that you didn't smoke. It was bizarre. Hi, Leo.
I'm just joining in. Everybody smoked.
Everybody smoked. It was crazy.
My dad worked for. I used to smoke. I think I finally had my last one in 2017.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Restaurants in New York. I mean, whenever I would get into directing a show or managing a restaurant,
yeah, absolutely.
Would send me back, but I finally just got rid of it. But everybody smoked.
Everybody smoked.
See, that's the way I like Spirit to work in terms of, you're right, like we could be pulling from that era and anybody could smoke, but that's why they have me say it in terms of it's stronger, than regular cigarettes.
No, and you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you said that about you could, but it's not everybody had that. It came in strong. Look what Gina wrote.
Right. It was, yeah.
She smoked in the oxygen tent in the hospital. No lie. Gina.
See, that's exactly how it works, though, because if you notice, she talked about the oxygen first, and then she brought in the cigarette smoke. So the order is always prioritized by Spirit, even the order people come in.
Oh my God.
But that is relevant because it's part of the same, package of a message. And it's not just saying, smoker, it is bringing that distinct, it's something more. I wouldn't have remembered that brand name for her to try to get me the brand name. So I was actually smelling it and knowing, no, this is more than regular smoke at the time.
Oh my God, this is so great. Okay, so anyway, Gina, I'm going to send you the link again. I sent it to Joyce already, but I'll send it to you again. And Cora, you too, because Cora, you're gonna love my cousins anyway. They're amazing, but they're gonna love you. And Danielle's like us; she's Italian, and it's like having a conversation with
your mom's ready to be the ringleader anyway. So
my mother and Danielle now are buddies. They hang out. My mother and Danielle, of course. Michael Dion is watching. He's in Florida. Amazing. Thank you. You're welcome, Gina.
You're welcome.
And there'll be so much stuff. You're just not gonna. You're gonna have to write all the time. But anyway, so Danielle, you have a class this Saturday. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so this Saturday, which you will be there, thank you, Leo. Leo added extra sparkle to my flyer here. It's called Empaths and Energy. So empath basically means you're a very sensitive person. You easily pick up on the energy of others. Maybe you feel other people's feelings or feel really drained after you're with a group of people or overwhelmed with energy. It's also called now highly sensitive person. People on the spectrum can relate to that, or people who would have been called bleeding hearts in the past also categorized as empaths. And so the group that we're doing this Saturday is about having a small gathering on Zoom and teaching some techniques to protect your energy, shield your energy, cleanse it and filter it to allow good energy into you and not to be so easily overwhelmed. And also to answer your specific questions related to how you operate in the world, how you pick up on things intuitively, how you feel things. I don't really like to anymore give blanket techniques of protection or of grounding or of filtering, because while they can be helpful, we're all so unique. So I really love working with someone one-on-one or in small groups like this so that we can tap into your energy directly, see how it's going to be best for you and what technique is going to be best for you at this time. And so you can ask your questions. You'll get a personalized reading in there. And then I'm also doing auric. You got the word right when you said it before.
Right, okay.
Yes, energy scans. So that's, I read into and I can see people's auras, and I can also see how energy is sitting in their body. And what that can mean is it can also reveal where we have aches and pains, where we can eventually have manifested illness or injury or disease, or have some of that sitting there from a past injury or disease. And understanding where that energy is sitting can help us to combat those things, inform our medical teams, and really heal from the inside out and a holistic point of view. So in that auric energy scan, you'll get a comprehensive picture or a baseline picture of where your energy is currently operating and things that you can do about it.
Wow. I love it. I said to Danielle, when you teach a class, let me know, because if I'm free, I want to take it. Like, I just learn, even from just our phone conversations, and we do chat on the phone and catch up, I learn so much, and I always have to write pages and pages. And so I am a student of life. I love to learn things all the time. So you can always learn more in life. And if you're someone that enjoys this kind of thing, Danielle's your girl. You know, she does with classes she teaches. However, I cannot stress enough, and Michael Dion has joined, and Michael Dion's a great friend of mine that I love so much. He has joined us, and he said, love you all. Danielle sounds amazing. I'm a new fan. Yep. And Danielle, what is your Instagram handle? Because Danielle does a lot of live stuff on Instagram as well.
So it's at D's Enlightened Edits. I think Leo has it. There it is.
Beautiful.
So it's spelled just the way it's there. And that's the same name you can look up on YouTube as well. And you can find a backlog of over 60 podcasts and teachings on all different kinds of spiritual and wellness things, about our patterns in life and inner child healing and all kinds of things like that.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm glad that Barry asked that question, because it's not a religious, it's just a spiritual thing. So it doesn't matter what religion you are or not. Maybe you're not a religious person at all. But
I study and work with all pantheons. I've been studying different religions since I'm 8 years old. So I really work and incorporate with anything that I can to meet people where they are and help them advance to their next level.
Yeah, beautiful.
Danielle, you know how you said you didn't give blankets for protection and for... it's kind of a leading. I think I know the answer, but I'm kind of leading into the question. Is it because we all come from different, and we have our different connections to different spiritualities based on birth, past lives, and such? So tuning ourselves to the protection, to the outer realms, as I would say, is that's the individual, because we all are wired differently with our, I relate a lot to Native American stuff in some of my things. And, I've been on a reservation or was born at that time, but it's still something that's within me. So I tune in a little differently than you pepper in Catholicism, pepper in, my understandings and stuff. So I would imagine that would be for everybody who's different.
Yeah, definitely. I do the same thing as well. And I've also found that while it can help when teaching in a very public platform to give some examples of blanket things, it's becoming increasingly common to see those things expire more and more quickly for people in terms of you will outgrow a practice. And if you see a trusted spiritual teacher talking about a blanket way of doing protection or cleansing or grounding, sometimes people will become overly attached and fearfully think that's the only way to do it, or that's the right way for them to do it, and try to make themselves fit into that mold or stay in that mold even once they've outgrown that practice or technique. And that's something that I struggled with as well, and I've seen it happen with my clients. So I love to be able to help people realize you should be evolving your practice and your techniques and finding the ones and ways that are relevant to you, that elevate your soul, instead of drain it and feel like an obligation that you have to do in order to be okay. And so really finding that perfect puzzle piece fit.
Wow. Amazing. Okay, so we were having so much fun. We forgot to do the food section of our show. So
oh my goodness.
Okay, so because tonight... So I have my St. Anthony candle there. I got to show you this candle. It's very special. My mother loved this. This was this right beside my bed. It was the guardian angel guarding the two little girls going over the bridge. So that's what I used instead for my candle. And tonight I made my mother's favorite meal, spaghetti aglio olio. So what this is, this is the easiest thing in the world to make, but it's so delicious. Aglio means garlic, olio means oil. So basically what you do is you take really good olive oil, put it in a pan, you slice very thin garlic slices, about 6 cloves, put them in the oil, put a tiny bit of crushed red peppers. I like it. If you don't like hot, don't put it in. Oh, right, Rena, go ahead, keep eating, Rena said. I almost forgot. And then when once you cook the spaghetti, they say put like a half a ladle of the spaghetti water, just a little bit to kind of put everything together, get that going. You just want to basically toast the garlic. And then you put it all together, a little bit of parsley, and you can add a tiny bit of butter. It would just make it more rich, which I love. Mm-hmm. If there's more fat involved,
Gimme.
I know. So this is my mother's favorite meal. She used to make it all the time for herself.
So easy, so simple, so good.
Right, exactly, Leo. It's like one of those great peasant. But my favorite thing to do with my mom was super late at night, because we both were night owls. We would just make something like this, or just cheese and bread, or something so simple. And then you put Reggiano Parmigiano cheese on that. It's just delicious. So that's my mom's favorite. And then my mother used to make just a simple salad all the time. And I would go crazy over her salad. So it was just Boston lettuce, because I was in Boston and my family's from Boston. Red onion, red peppers. I put a little oregano on this. And I'm just going to put aceto de Modena. And I said it right, Rena. Thank you for no, because I've been saying it wrong. I've been saying Modena. And she's right. It's Modena because it's an E, which is an A sound. So aceto de Modena. And just a little bit of Tuscan herb olive oil, a little salt and pepper, and that's good to go. Now, I saw my cousin Marisa, and who I just adore, and she made chocolate biscotti, which I took. My mother always made biscotti. That was her favorite thing to make. So it was no coincidence that Marisa would have some biscotti, and I said, I'm showing this on my show tomorrow night. So,
that looks good.
Maria, what is it about cream? When you were showing that, your mom was don't forget the cream. Your mom goes, did she used to dip it in cream or add cream or something?
You know, my mother was not really a cream person, but I am. So she's probably trying to say it's enough with all that fat.
She would make you a plate.
I'm sure she's saying to me, stop with all the fat. Enough already, because she was always telling me, why do you add all these extra calories? It's good the way it is. See, because you see, she wouldn't have added the butter. I just added the butter. So I'm sure that's...
that's the cream also, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she was... If she was here, she'd say, Maria Pia, ma perché con burro? Non ci vuole. You don't need the butter. That's what she would say to me. So, anyway, Gina is smiling. Gina, I cannot believe you joined us tonight. I think about you all the time. I am going to...
See, your mom made you come.
See? Oh, yeah. I'm not going to tell you. And I won't tell you her mother's name because you guys will figure that out. But Gina's mother I loved Gina's mother. And Gina and Joyce, they're sisters and they're amazing. So, Gina, I'm going to send you Danielle's the Quantum Session link. So it's direct. You can go directly to that and her website as well. Michael Dion is also from Massachusetts. He says, go Sox. Yes, Michael Dion. And Michael, you would really enjoy a session with Danielle as well. Amazing. There's many, many, many things she does. So I don't want to limit you to that. But what I had was the Quantum Session. And I will say the price is so reasonable. Like what we paid for those tickets alone just to go see James Van Prague. I mean, please. So you get a one-on-one.
But there is payment plans. Thank you for saying that. But if anyone needs it or wants to do better for their budget, there are payment plans for anyone in the U.S. You can stretch it and.
Oh, great. Okay, so you can do payment plans too. How nice. All right, beautiful. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining us. Leo, as always, excellent questions and excellent work, and you are adorable. We love everybody that joins us. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. You can watch us again if you want. This will be saved now. See, there's Gina and Joyce. How cute are they? I love my cousins. Anyway, so, and Cora, too. I'm going to send you the link. Okay.
Now, Maria, before we go, have you noticed the top corner of the screen?
I have. Look who you put. You put my mother hanging out with Danielle over there.
She's watching all of us over there.
I love it. Well, she just told me to stop with the butter. I know what she was
she's
saying.
really on you now.
I know. She was like, you don't need that. You don't need that. She was always telling me, you need to add that. Why do you need that? I know. Because she was always worried. She was always worried.
Hey, a little cream back then, a little keto tomorrow.
Whatever. Listen, I'm off the diet today. I'm going back on Wednesday when my food order comes in.
You get the pasta.
Because I was in Boston. I went for seafood. Cora says, thank you so much. I love you, Cora. I love you, Michael. I love all my buddies that came on tonight. Oh, my God. Frankie Udiciani has joined. My first friend. We went to school together since we were 6 years old.
Oh,
maybe younger. And anyway, I love him. My mother would take us to school, and his mother would pick us up, or the opposite.
You gotta have friends that long.
He's my friend forever.
One of my friends from first grade came out to New York and visited me, and just connecting with somebody that you've grown up with that way.
Yep,
that's amazing.
Frankie, I'm going to send you the link for Danielle as well. Everybody could benefit from this. Okay, Danielle, I'll see you Saturday.
Yes.
For your class. I'm always learning from you, and I am excited about learning more all the time. Everybody, take a minute today before you go to bed tonight and just count your blessings. Just make a list. It can be as little as 3 things. I usually try to just make 5, Maria, and I end up making like 12 or 20. Things that you are grateful for. Let's count our blessings. We have it better than most. Leo, you are on my blessings list, as are you, Danielle. Thank you. Gene Simpson, done. So true. We were just talking. Gene, I love you. And Gene, I'm going to send you Danielle's info as well, because we talked about Danielle. And I know Gene was interested. So everybody, and then after your sessions, you better call me.
I keep it private, but you guys can share amongst yourselves.
Right, you keep it private. I would never call Danielle, but I will call you.
Thank you, cousin.
Cindy Teralt has joined us.
That's my cousin.
She's on mine also.
That's my cousin.
Oh, that's your cousin?
Mm-hmm.
All the cousins today.
Isabella Raskowski puts hearts up there. I will also send it to you, Isabella. I'll send you the link. And
I saw my friend Lynn was here.
Oh, she was?
Yes, I saw my friend Lynn was here. She's the fellow Mother Marian person also. So
I love it. I love this. Okay, we've gone on a little bit, but then who cares?
So we need a marathon. We need a What's the Story marathon night. Please.
I know.
We need a binge night. But Leo has said that Moonstruck will be part of this binge night.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be fun for us.
Moonstruck is my favorite movie of all time.
We're going to quote it.
Maybe we'll all watch Moonstruck together. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so make sure if you're around next week, we have a very special guest. Susan Silver is joining us. Danielle happens to know Susan, which is great. I am listening to her book, and it's fascinating.
I love it. If you go to Audible, you'll see my book review for
Oh, yeah?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Aren't you fancy with your book reviews?
Yeah.
I love it.
You got to write a book so I could review it.
I love it. Okay, great. Thank you, everybody. We love and appreciate you. Leah, would you like to leave anybody with any inspiring words?
I love Michael Dion's idea. What's the story musical?
Oh, okay. Leo, you'll have to have a big role then.
Yeah, we'll have the calendar, we have the mugs, and the musical.
Oh,
I like that, Michael Dion.
I love that. And Gina says, thank you so much. Going to call Joyce now. I love you all. Gina, we love you. But we do this thing when Gina Savino comes on, we clap. Ladies and gentlemen, Gina Savino. We all clap. Yes. Anyway, Danielle, would you like to leave us with the final word of something inspirational?
I really love to bring it back full circle to your mom and to that story that you told with, pay attention for those divine detours in your life. Maria gave a great example of how she was kind of getting huffy and annoyed, but her mom knew and said, no, it's okay. Let's just take it one step at a time. So if and when you find yourself in those moments, as we all do sometimes, when things seem to be going wrong, step back, try to refrain from that pattern of defining it as bad or as wrong, and allow it to be what it's going to be, knowing that it could be even better than you can imagine or define right now.
Beautiful. I love it. All right. On that note, we love and appreciate you, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Leo. Thank you, Danielle. Mm-hmm.